Hi, my name is Richard Parayno. I am the primary author of Good Day Manager Exploring Social Relationships in NFT-based play-to-earn games. Me and my co-authors are very excited to present to you our work, so let's get right into it. So first, let us define what exactly these NFT-based play-to-earn games are by delving into what has happened in the space so far. So generally, crypto games are video games that run on top of a cryptocurrency network like Ethereum. And more recently, crypto games have started including innovations like non-fungible tokens as part of their gameplay and economy. And this new shift, this new technology being integrated into crypto games essentially changed the way how these games are being played. Because these NFT-based crypto games, through this NFT integration, essentially allowed players to earn token rewards by interacting with game systems such as competing in battles, in competitive matchmaking, and even collecting and speculating on rare items, NFTs, and collectibles on the market. And just to paint a picture for you of what's at stake here, back in 2021, the cost of entry for a play-to-earn game at its highest peak of hype was around $1,000, 1,000 US dollars for a team of 3. And just to put it into context, the monthly minimum wage for a country in the global south, the Philippines, is around 230 US dollars. And with this high barrier of entry, this design by the Play to Earn game in 2021 essentially created a higher barrier of entry for people from the global south. And this split the potential player base into two groups, those who could afford it and those who could not. And with this user base split, new player roles that were not originally intended or designed by the game developers emerged. Now we have what we call managers, who are individuals or organizations or people who have the capital to invest in several Axie teams. And investing in several teams means you will need to spend more time in playing these teams to make the most out of your profit. And the other hand, we have scholars. And these are people, usually just individuals, who do not really have the capital to invest, but they do have the time to play the game. And with this unintended social dynamic between managers who could afford the capital and scholars who did not have capital and had the time, it introduced profit sharing agreements into the game, informal profit sharing agreements. And as the game grew in scale, these eventually diversified into small, medium, and even large enterprise teams. And overall, this social dynamic of managers and scholars, it helped them navigate this unregulated space. And our paper sheds light on these dynamics and how this could guide us in the design of future crypto games. And as for our motivation, it was this ability to play to earn became a seemingly effective income generating approach for approximately 700,000 players coming from the global south back in 2021. And the lockdowns brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic made this an even more convenient earning mechanism, especially for those who were not able to work or lost their jobs. However, this unregulated state of NFTs and cryptocurrencies brings risks and bad actors who can put different stakeholders at risk. And as the number of users grow, the probability of being victimized by these bad actors increase if your guardrails are not in place. So, as this space, this NFT-based play-to-earn crypto gaming space continues to grow, there is a need to understand the interactions in these spaces to be able to protect these vulnerable stakeholders from potential scams, abuse, and exploits. And this is important because by 2027, it is projected that there is going to be around 139 million mobile gamers in Southeast Asia. So jumping into the study, With regards to our method, we did a mixed method approach. First, we disseminated surveys to scholars and managers, and then we conducted in-depth interviews with managers. During the time that we collected the data, it was quite difficult to reach target groups, especially the managers, because they were no longer interested in the game due to many reasons, such as the game being stale or the market not making it feasible to play the game in profit anymore. Thus, this emphasizes the importance for better design guidelines of these spaces. And jumping into our core findings and results, starting off with the social dynamics that we uncovered. So right at the onset, we know that there were manager and scholars. But in the qualitative data, we also found out that there are 3 more social dynamics present in this context: investor, manager, and scholar, coach-mentee, and scholar-turned-manager. And the main difference between these different social dynamics are the functions that people do and the level of commitment that they provide to these play-to-earn manager-scholar teams. And just as an overview of our qualitative results, we were able to find 8 themes around our interviews. And if you are interested in reading more about these themes, you can always scan the QR code on the slides or visit our link down at the bottom of the screen so you can download our preprint. And just as a preview of the insights that we got from these themes, for the management theme, we discovered that the key motivators for these managers is really a desire to help those in need. And we also found out that during the market downturn, managers didn't force their scholars to stop playing, despite it not being profitable anymore, but they did not want to invest more capital in getting more scholars or getting more teams of NFTs. And lastly, all of the managers that we interviewed wanted their scholars to treat Axie as a fun game and not as a part-time job. Moving to the quantitative results. Now, from the surveys, we discovered 7 insights, mainly around high-level demographic information related to player activity in the game. And also as a preview of the insights that we found through the surveys, with regards to the challenges that they've encountered, 16 out of 39 scholars and 15 out of 39 managers experienced anxiety over market volatility. 10 out of 39 scholars and 18 out of 30 managers were challenged by financial factors. And lastly, 16 out of 39 scholars were challenged by other factors like time management, reaching quotas, and a general lack of gameplay knowledge. And to close things off, we have a short discussion here. First, designers should consider how the systems they build and fail to build can impact the lives and earnings of other people, especially when you add a layer of monetization, such as play-to-earn elements, NFTs, and digital collectibles. Future NFT-based play-to-earn games should also carefully consider how they can support, protect, and nurture their communities of managers and scholars, as we have seen in the study that these managers and scholars actually are a large part of the player base. And lastly, the tokenomics and game economy should be designed to account for the challenges encountered by users of NFT-based play-to-earn games. And thank you for your time and watching our presentation. My name is Richard Parayno, and these are my co-authors, and we hope you will read our research paper.